Hello friends, welcome back to the new tutorial. Today we are going to learn about the API error handling response codes. So let's get started. First of all, let's go with the 2xs. So first one, that is 200. It's a success standard response, right? So next one, that is created. So whenever we create any of the data into the database, so we are sending in the API response, that is 201, that is created, resource successfully created, right? The next one, that is no content success, but you are not returning any kind of body, so in that case we are going to send 204. Next we have 3x's, that is redirections. So like move permanently, resource has a new permanent URL, so in that case we have to set the 301. Okay, not modified, we have to send with 304. Client's cache is still valid. The resource has not been modified since the version specified by if modified since, or if none match headers, use cache version instead, right? The next one, that is 4x's, that is first one, that is 400, that is malformed request syntax, bad request. The server could not understand the request due to the invalid syntax, missing required fields, invalid parameters. When we have to send the 401, that is unauthorized, authentication required. uh, Authentication is required and has either not been provided or is invalid. Redirect to the login or refresh the access token. The next one, that is 403, that is forbidden. Authenticated but not authorized. Okay, so the client is authenticated but does not have permissions to access the resource. Next, that is 404, not found. Resource does not exist. Okay, the server cannot find the requested resource, maybe temporarily or permanent. APIs often use this instead of 403 to hide the existence of protected resources. Next, we have 422, that is unprocessable entity, right? So the request is well formed but contains semantic errors. Example, a valid JSON body with invalid business logic values. Okay. Next we have 429, rate limiting exceeds. So whenever we are implementing the rate limiting, we are sending the 429, too many requests. Next we have a 500. Okay. So first one, that is 500, internal server error. That means a generic error when server encounters or unexpected condition. That means the API is wrong. In that case, 500 is coming. Okay. Log the error, show the user friendly message and retry. Like suppose something went wrong again. We normally send the message that something went wrong when the APIs are not working or the server is not working. That's internal server error. Then we have a bad gateway. Upstream server return the invalid response. In that case, we are returning the bad gateway. Okay. Next, we have a 503, service unavailable, server down or the overload. In that case, it's showing service unavailable. 504, gateway timeout. That means upstream took too long. I mean, it's taking too much of time. So that's why the 504 appears whenever the site is not working. You see that the gateway timeout, mainly I have checked in the nginx. Okay, so it says that the gateway timed out. The gateway did not receive a timely response from the upstream server. Use abort control to send client side timeouts and the retry. Okay, so these are the response codes I hope you are using in your APIs, and by this video you get to know that which response code you have to send to your response APIs, right? So thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day.